Are we live? I hope we're live. Oh, there we go. Everything seems to be connecting. Hello, how are you? The weather is lovely here. At least right now. I mean, this will also update the stream. So, if you're inside watching the stream right now, what are you doing? Go to the pub. One could say the same to me. But I have an excuse. Gotta keep the people happy. Jimmy Snooker doesn't like Earthquake. Azteca Trace, not happy again. Warriors returned. Dynamite Kid now lives in the tri-state. Let me just turn this down for myself. If I go to broadcasting, it's Azteca Trace. They want 68. Can we negotiate and just adjust the time slot to late night? It'll be sound like. Thank you. I for once, can we get closer? I'm also drinking while I'm doing this, so it's almost like I'm at the pub in Hart. Hello, how are you? What the fuck I'm doing? Sorry. Dale Wolf gimmick likely to succeed. Can only be used on Dale Wolf. Dale, Wolfie, the Wolfman. Let's gimmick details. Oh, what is it? Creative idea. Why can I not? Dale Wolf gimmick idea can only be applied to Dale Wolf. What are you up to, little one? I know you're hungry, but you don't get fed for another hour and a half to 2 hours. Where's Dale? Dale Wolf. Creative idea, no? I do. Prepare a gimmick change. But deploy creative idea. Alright. The Wolfman. Swagger, I guess? Confirm. What's his current gimmick? An enhancement talent. Dale Wolf, you might get a push. We can team you with who's in developmental? Bargun. Chris Walker. A member of The Cure. Fucking where's Robert Smith? What company is he in? Ugh. Development. Chris Walker. IWF. What are you doing? Why are you eating down the side of the bin? Oh, get out from the shower of shite. Could that possibly be for you to do? Alright, Wolf and Walker. The Wolf Walkers. It was IWF or something, wasn't it? This. Oh, Killer Kowalski, IWF, yeah. We checked titles. Mad Dog, that's fine. Oh, Perry Saturn. No. How is our if we view profile? How was the last couple of shows? So on this one, Bargun lost. Is Phineas? Have we hired Phineas? Written developmental, yeah. And we probably have also hired Sean Morley, yeah. That's fine. Mabel have we hired? Yeah. That again. You are causing a mischief today, aren't you? And then what happens on the next show? Danny Davis and Axe. That's fine. Mabel losing again. Bargun. Let's kind of view your stables. The Cure, Chris Duffy, Chris Walker, Mabel and Mad. That's a pretty cool stable, if I'm honest. Shame Chris Walker just hasn't had a match yet. Is there a way I can... Where is it? Can I contact attempt takeover? Fair. And I suppose there's no way I can negotiate you a broadcast deal. Broadcasting. I feel like that there used to be a way to do that. If I... Who's interested? Yeah, that's fine. Negotiate. New deal for... Yeah. Can't find one. The child companies? Oh, I guess we just don't have one. That's fine. I just wanted to kind of get them a TV deal. What else is going on? All seems fine. I want to do... if I could... In fact, I can. Can I change to WCW? Yes. Let's check. Sean Williams now lives in Japan. Jodie Hamilton likes Muta. Super Brawl got a 1.38. Yeah, could be better, could be worse. A total of 700,000 viewers. We don't have the best. But I mean, we made bare money, so we're not really in a problem. And what's the company I want to take over? Oh yes, Don Owens. Promotion. So if I do relationship, negotiate, propose they accept developmental workers, I don't think we're large enough. If I contact them and attempt to take over, then I'm bad enough financial. That's fine. So that was an issue when I thought I was playing as the wrong company. That again is fine. If I can developmental. Where are you? Because I just hear you making noise in the background. I think I see a hide me out in the washing. Chris Walker, yes. I would like to recall you. If that's fine. Or maybe not recall. Oh, he's going to lose his position in the Cure. That's fine. Where is... Can we have Chris Duffy on the thing? So we have all the members of the Cure. Is there any other... No, there's just the one photo of Chris Walker. That's fine. I just kind of wanted to make the team of Dale Wolf and Chris Walker. Face and heel. Auto name, Wolf and Walker, add team. We call them the Wolves of Wall Street. That's kind of IRS's gimmick. Chris Walker is a face. Do we need to turn him? That's fine. Let's just continue, because I feel like I'm kind of flapping around. What's up first? I think we've got main event. So where are we at? 3... Oh, we're wrestling challenge first, that's fine. So 216, 223, 3-1. Yeah, this is the show. Alright, we don't have much to go on for the next main event, but that's fine. What do we have first? Wrestling challenge. I believe this is our auto-booked show. Today's a Sunday, so it's our last show in the Midwest. Locker room incidents. The Barbarian is a storyline idea. Linda passed on tips to Shane. We don't need to do anything in the locker room. So what is your... Barbarian, sorry. In the uncertainty... I suppose I can't... Nah, I suppose this is a relatively new one. Alright, wrestling challenge. I just want to make sure it is our auto book show. It is. So it's auto book the whole show, quick as a flash. All is good, all is nice, all is fine. So we have a WF wrestling. Sorry, I was just watching my cast. Wrestling challenge opening. Hype pre-taped video. And let's add in Major Stars. Has Heenan made his way up to Major Star? Was he always? I feel like Brett's just made his way to Star, but I could be wrong. Perfect. Hulk, you're always very unhappy. Who do we have? So Virgil and Jimmy Snooker against Papa Shango and Exclude already booked. Is there anyone unimportant that I kind of want building up? Should we just stick the Undertaker in? Oh, the Undertaker's a face now. Papa Shango and Hercules actually don't mind. Autobook, 5 minutes. Let's stick Shango over. Interview with Bret Hart. Set up Bret Hart cutting a promo. Big Boss Man can just be off screen. On no, Big Boss Man can be removed. Sorry. On Roddy Piper and the Mountie. That's fine. Barbarian against Crush. Let's stick Barbarian over. Video featuring Earthquake and the Dragon Bombers. Sets up Earthquake. Cutting a promo with Mr. Fuji. Harvey Whippleman. Barbarian, Berserker, the Warlord, Typhoon, and Hercules. On Animal, Hawk, Jimmy, IRS, and Ted. Let's just make it. I know I put an interview. Whatever. And let's have Mr. Perfect as the interviewer. I know it says video and we've done the interview, but what's the difference? The Wits against Owen Hart. Let's stick Owen over. Did we release Jim? Neidhart. We haven't. I'm tempted to keep him until WrestleMania, kind of book a match of them two against the Beverleys to end that and then fire him. But then eventually hire him back in what, 3 years? In 95? So interview with Animal and Hawk. Animal cutting a promo on Ted DiBiase and IRS. Let's have Vince as the interviewer. The Warlord against Coco. Let's stick the Warlord over. Interview with Shawn Michaels. That's absolutely fine. Who can be... Let's have Bobby the Brain as the interviewer. On Marty and Tito. Duggan against Haku. Instead, let's do Duggan against Jake. Perfect. Interview with Mr. Perfect and Ric Flair. So have Rick cutting a promo. Shane is the interviewer on Randy Savage. Perfect. And 3 minutes. Let's do Sid beating Jim Powers. That's fine with me. All looks good. 65%, currently at 58, so we'll not be penalised. Booking analysis doesn't say anything. Let's run the show. Got the Wrestling Challenge opening. All is good. Happy to have Water Rush gain some heat. Shango and Hercules defeated Virgil and Snooker when Shango pinned Virgil with a Voodoo Driver. Got an interview with Brett. The Barbarian defeated Crush in 4-9 with a Kick of Fear. Got a video featuring the Dragon Bombers. Owen defeated the Wits in 2:30 with a missile drop kick. Interview with Animal and Hawk on IRS. The Warlord defeated Coco in 2:56 with a full Nelson. Interview with Sean. In a decent match, Jake defeated Duggan in 5:52 with the DDT. Interview with Flair and Perfect. Sid defeated Jim Powers in 5:53 by a powerbomb. And that's the end of the show. Sometimes I just expect there to always be more. Financial report, made 8k. And now we have main event. Perfect. No one gets the night off. We are still in the Midwest. Locker room incidents. Johnny B. Bad as an angle idea. Heat between Ron and Tony Schiavone. Richard Morton pulled a classic rib. Steve Armstrong got everyone in a good mood when he started making pancakes. Arn Anderson ran some drills. And there's been backstage talk of how much King Kalua has been influenced by Harley Race. We don't need to address the locker room. Yeah. Let's run the show. So this is main event, so we have... Did I run the last one? 3-1. Justin Rhodes defeated Cactus Jack. Oh, I think I read 3-1. I think I read this as the last one. Oh, we're on 3-1. Alright, that's fine. If anything, I think we could probably just auto-book this main event, because the next one is 3:15. Wait. 3-4. Oh, there's one... They just don't really have the results for main event. Why would it be 3-4? Surely it's 3-8. 3:15. Is there going to be another one on 3:15? I guess so, yeah, in 2 weeks. That's fine. We could probably just auto-book main event if I'm honest. It is also another B show. I just used it to forward some angles. We probably need a hire. If I search... Where's Colonel De Beers? Negotiate, handshake, per show. No ironclad for the next 9 months. And then also the other NWA Tag Team Champion. Is it Al Madril? Yeah. Negotiate, just on a handshake again, per show for 9 months. No ironclad. Just because if we're going to be using them a bit more, let's Alliance titles, Oro title. Perfect. Let's move this here. I guess. Nope, move this here. Ooh, double match there, stick that there, perfect. So WCW main event opening. We have Lex, Rude, Ricky, Sting's made his way up to a major star now. I think Dusty's now a star, maybe he was previously well known. Hype, pre-taped video. Nice. Let's have a 3v3 of King Kalua and the Chaos Connection. I need to change Al back to a heel. Against face teams. Against single face. Let's do Brad Trout. Brad Stallion. Tim Bossman Stallion and Trout. Auto 5. Let's stick Kalua over. Where's Al? Perfect. Main event opening. Interview with Kalua. Oh god. With King Kalua. Is it Ka? No. Kaluha. King Kaluha. And the Chaos Connection on the NWA. 3 minutes, King Kalua cutting a promo, same with Al and Colonel De Beers. If we add Al, Major and Colonel De Beers right now, have them cut that promo on Dory Funk, I guess. Oh, what is this cat getting up to? What could you possibly be doing? Why are you being a terror? This cat absolutely has her zoomies and it's driving me wild. But that's fine. We'll deal with it. 4 minutes backstage interview. Steve Austin can be off screen. And let's have Tony Schiavone as the interviewer. Perfect. Let's have Dustin and Bagwell against heels. Who do we have? Gene and Mags? Gene and Buddy Lee Parker. And then Bagwell, Dustin and Windham talking about putting end to the right. I'm gonna see to this cat once and for all. What are you doing? I hear her climbing up on the headboard of the bed, then meowing for attention, which she gets. And then Scarpa's instantly under the bed. So Scott Steiner just remove. Let's have Marcus Bagwell cutting a promo with Dustin Rhodes and Barry Windham on Paul E. Dangerously, Rick Rude, and Zbyszko. Let's have a 2v2. I want to have Greg Valentine and Terry Taylor against heel male, I guess face males actually. Mags and Armstrong. Who else do we have? Big Josh and Z-Man. Let's stick Terry Taylor over this time. Video featuring Greg Valentine and Terry Taylor attacking Marcus Bagwell. Greg, Marcus and Terry Taylor. Missy Hyatt, let's just remove. I want to have a huge, just kind of out of nowhere, 6-way elimination of, let's have Dean, Eddie, Lionheart, Regal, Booker T, and Abba. Why not? And of all of these, let's stick Steven Regal over if we can. We'll keep it strong, Eddie. Abba is furious. Ugh. Who can be furious? Well, if I keep you strong, Abba. Abba was unhappy at the booking of this match and looked like he was going to complain until he saw the sight of Steven Regal cracking his knuckles. Interview with Bobby Eaton and Arn Anderson. Bobby Eaton cutting a promo, Arn cutting a promo. We'll keep Tully in it, why not? On Scott Steiner and Rick Steiner. On their match against the Steiners. Nice, that all actually fits. 4 minutes. Let's have main event. We can have the heels. Bobby Eaton. Steve Austin. Zbyszko against faces. Nikita. Gigante. And Simmons, maybe. Simmons has done pretty well for himself. Let's have Steve win and make it a tainted win. Interview with Sting. And Magnum TA on winning the world title. Sting. Got a promo. Let's keep Barry Windham in it, why not? And Lex off screen. Was cut 7 minutes. That's fine. That's 5. That's 2. Must cut one more minute. We can cut it from this. Just an all-out match. The fans are expecting 65% matches. We've done 63. Perfect, let's run this. Got the main event opening. Sorry about that, I just had to check something for a friend. And I am still checking it. Perfect, let's continue. In about which it didn't have much eating and terrible wrestling, Kahlua and the Chaos Connection defeated Bossman, Trout and Stallion, when Kahlua pinned Sunny Trout with a power slam. Okay. Should be up 3 now. Interview with Kahlua and the Chaos Connection on the NWA. I forgot to take Austin out. Neither of these teams worked well with partners. Bagwell and Dustin defeated Gene and Parker when Bagwell submitted Parker. Bagwell, Dustin and Wyndham talked about putting an end to the Dangerous Alliance. Greg and Terry Taylor defeated Big Josh and Z-Man when Terry pinned Big Josh with a flying forearm smash. We then got a video featuring the two boys. And then, in a bout which had subpar wrestling and a non-existent crowd heat, Regal defeated Eddie, Lionheart, Dean, Booker and Art Barr. With Dean eliminated first, then Lionheart, then Booker, then Eddie, and finally Art Barr. Art Barr was head and shoulders above everyone else, with Booker T being the weak link. We got an interview with Bobby and Arn on their match against the Steiners. In a decent match, the Dangerous Alliance of Bobby Eaton, Austin and Zbyszko defeated Nikita, Gigante and Simmons when Steve Austin pinned El Gigante, illegally using the ropes for leverage. And then we ended with an interview with Sting and Magnum TA on winning the world title. 60 was solid, made 10 grand. Nothing to shake a stick at. Nothing to shake a stick at. Perfect, let's carry on. New Japan morale issues. Oh, Tony DiNucci to re-sign. Not too much going on. Wrestling challenge. Feedback's good. People enjoyed it. Ooh, flooding has hit the Midlands. That's exciting. Oh, Kenny Kendall. Is he still with WWF? Yeah, he is. Fair. What's going on? Van Hammer's now returned. Paulie doesn't like Regal. Terry Taylor's contract's ending. You know what? I'm happy to keep him signed just under a written for the next year. It doesn't need to be exclusive. PN News. Remind me again in 3 months. But I will pay you per sure. Missy Hyatt. Does Missy Hyatt ever go anywhere else? Where are we looking? WCW from 88 to 94. Then went to ECW. Then the indie circuit. Hyatt was what? She was Brian Myers' tag partner in 2021. Married to Eddie Gilbert. Divorced 2 years later. I'm happy keeping Missy Hyatt. Doesn't even need to be an exclusive written. Let's just get you on a normal written contract, whatever's needed. Lex Luger's contract's ending. We can just let that happen. And then sign him as the WWF. Jimmy Garvin, I would like to continue, but again, happy with just a written. For the next year. Yeah. And then what's the other one? Cactus Jack. Return to the company. IWL is offered. What is it? Just a handshake. It's fine. Fine with me. So let's move over to the WWF. Also a bunch of contracts ending. Skinner thinks Earthquake is money. Thanks, Skinner. Gerald Briscoe likes the Warlord. So do I. Should we check the Warlord? Let's see. My man's still good. I can't believe he's only 62. How old is he now? 29. Fuck me. Brother was yoked like that and 2 years older than me. So he's in the WWF until 92. He was already got in April 92. That's next month. In 1995, Warlord and Barbarian made their return to WCW. They were known as Super Assassins under masks and were managed by Colonel Robert Parker. They just didn't really do anything. It was part of the class action lawsuit, that's why it hasn't done anything in later days. After attempting a comeback in 2001, he was signed yet again after suffering surreal leg damage in a motorcycle accident. During his recovery, he retired from wrestling and trained as a security guard. He soon extended his service into bodyguarding, working alongside 50 Cent, Thomas Jones, Kimbo Slice. Solid. We'll keep, yeah, I'll keep a hold of you. Again, I'm happy with just a written. If you want to pick up some of the dates, it's good with me. Sonny Blaze. You know, I'm happy to let that contract expire. Pat Tanaka, yeah. Kenny Kendall, yeah. Snooker's contract is ending. Let's see where you end up. I think I've checked this before. So does he ever go to... So yeah, he wrestles for WCW at a Legends reunion in May. We can really just kind of do anyone for that. We don't need Snooker. What does he go to do? His last recorded match was a loss to Michaels in 8. In 93, defeats Brian Christopher in MSG. Snooker, we'll just keep you on like a written. You're already on a handshake, so handshake per show, no ironclad for the next 4 years. Honest. How much are you already on? He makes 1,100. 1,200 per show then. Jim Neidhart, we'll let that contract go. Jameson contract ending. I don't like you. Jake Snake's contract is ending. Jake the Snake Roberts. When do you go to WCW? So after SummerSlam, Roberts was placed in a feud with Savage. At WrestleMania 8 was Roberts' last match for 4 years. That's fair. Roberts went to work on WCW alongside Grizzly Smith. Is this 92? Yeah. Where he aligned himself with the Barbarian Cactus Jack to feud against the Barbarian. Cactus Jack to feud against Sting and Koloff. 30 days. I am happy to let that contract go. Hercules, I will keep you. Again, just a written. I don't mind if you want to do the dates. Colonel Mustafa's contract's ending. I think I've searched the Iron Sheik recently. Let me just go down. Yeah, last match was in May 92 and just never seemed to go to WCW, which is shocking. I will, as already, I'll just kind of have you on a handshake per show, no ironclad. The next year, see how you're doing? You can be on major TV shows. And Billy Gunn, that's fine. Contract with Andre the Giant. What did I want to bring you in as? Eventually a heel. When does Giant Gonzalez come in? So he works WrestleMania 9. He was introduced at the Royal Rumble in January. Do you think you can last, Andre? If I move over to WCW, can I just... Jim Neidhart negotiate a written for a year? Same with Jake the Snake. So if we go back to Jake the Snake, Jackie is the snackiest. Ultimately, Roberts estimated he went from making 3.5 million to approximately 200,000 a year. So Roberts had initially signed a lucrative deal with Kit Frey, who was running WCW at the time. Frey stepped down and was replaced by Bill Watts, who had legit heat with Roberts. When does he appear? So he doesn't return back to the WWF until 96. So I'll happily give you a 2-year contract and see how we go from there. I will also hire... Is that fun? Grizzly Smith, your father. Which, even though by all accounts it seems like he's a scumbag. Nah, 2 years, man. It seems like at some point you're here, so... So I can get you out of town for another run. Fair. All seems good to me. WCW Jim Neidhart, and yeah. That's fine as I'm concerned. Let's advance to the next show, I guess. Nothing major, nothing gained, nothing lost. Primetime Wrestling, here we are. I actually have this one up. Vince McMahon moderates another panel featuring the usual gang of Monsoon, Slick, Bobby, Perfect. Heenan and Perfect tease revealing information on Randy Savage before the opening match. So it's a new week. So we are now in the Mid-South. Locker room incidents. Lance Von Erich has requested to hang out. Yeah, you can hang out with the two other Von Erichs. The Genius is being influenced by Bobby the Brain. Animal and Brian Costello got into an argument. Owen Hart and Jimmy Snuka aren't getting on. Bob Bradley has some heat with Owen Hart. If anyone ever gets any actual heat and it is someone like Snuka, you can just get the fuck out of the league. Angle straight away. Heenan and Perfect tease some information on Savage before the opening match. So, Mr. Perfect, Bobby, and Vince. Talking about Savage and Ric Flair. Just kind of a little tease. 3 minutes. We also need our WWF Prime Time Wrestling opening. 3 minutes, hype, pre-taped, video, just some major men. I'm excited for Ultimate Warrior to return. What's wrong with Jake? Why is he irritated? They're not being offered a new contract? We'll find out though. Yes, sympathize, sorry, hold on. So the opening match was Owen Hart beating the Brooklyn Brawler in 4:47. Owen is pushed into the singles rank while the WWF flirts with giving him a new partner. On house shows, Jim Brunzell and Coco Beware were getting tryouts. Instead, we can just do our usual teams. I'm keeping Jim until it kind of ends. So we can do Brawler and we can do Sonny Blaze, who's on his way out. Well, eventually, for every jobber that kind of contract runs out, we'll just kind of find a new one, because there's so many like regular jobbers. Shawn Michaels defeats Jimmy Snuka in 12:24, and this was his last match after his 3-year run in the WWF. It was the start of Undertaker's losing streak. Man just kind of lost his value, which fair. No picture-in-picture promos, so I'm happy just to also do Shawn beating Snuka. Where is he? I mean, I'm going to keep Snuka on the card, but if we check his popularity anyway, he's gone from 59 to 57 to 53, now 52. He's just going to get, like, jobbed out. Let's stick Shawn over, and I reckon these two can still probably steal the show. Gene Oakland's update segment recaps how the tag team titles changed hands. We don't need the in Denver. Which is something we actually booked ourselves as opposed to it happening off screen. So let's have like Animal, Hawk, we had Typhoon, not Earl Hebner, Earthquake, Ted DiBiase, IRS. Jimmy Snuka were kind of the main ones. Not Jimmy Snuka. Jimmy Hart. There he is. 4 minutes, so... Oh, no, unscripted. Improvised. Basically on our last show... There it is. Money Inc. defeat the Legion of Doom, Natural Disasters and Von Erichs to win the tag team titles. pretty much, I can't remember if Hawk was shoot injured or had to be sent off to rehab. So they just kind of put the titles on Money Inc. With the natural disasters being Fuming, Jimmy Hart turned on the natural, not turned, but went against the natural disasters to help Money Inc. There was a Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Slaughter Squash. Oakland does the WrestleMania 8 report, which we can just stick as a simple hype pre-taped video. Just our main men. Should we look for a cool Ultimate Warrior picture? Also, I think we can find a better Hogan. Hulk Hogan. So many pictures now that I can't just nicely scroll. 1992, here we go. I know it's 93, but I actually think that one's a lot better. And the Ultimate Warrior. That's gonna be like way too many warriors for me to do this. But I wasn't sure if he would be under the Ultimate Warrior, Ultimate Warrior. I actually quite like that one. I know he's a madman. Perfect. Perfect says that Roddy Piper will do whatever it takes to regain the IC title against Brett. Happy with that. So, Mr. Perfect. Let's do Bobby and Vince McMahon. Just talking about Roddy Piper off screen and Bret Hart off screen. Just kind of a hype thing. The Nasty Boys squash from Wrestling Challenge shown, El Matador squash. The Boss Man defeats the Warlord to a double countout. Apparently Harvey Whippleman has a new alliance with Sid. I prefer Sid on his own. Let's have... Is this some kind of storyline? I can't remember. I don't necessarily think so. Big Boss Man is in this feud. Oh, Berserker drags Boss Man back on the floor and wrestles into a thing. So, Big Boss Man and the Warlord. A little shorter. Let's make this a Wild Brawl. And I'll happy stick it to a double count out finish. Double count out, there we go. Stick this back down here. We then have the Bushwhackers against Lee Armstrong and Doug Summers. That's fine. I have no reason to care about this match. So, this feels familiar. What was the last primetime wrestling? Oh no, fair. So instead of that, let's have 2v2. Let's debut the new team of Wolf and Walker. Just taking on the Bushwhackers. Chris Walker. Turn. Chris Walker. I guess I'm Butch. I don't care. Chris Walker hasn't been set to turn. He should be. He has been set to turn. That is fine. Put that in. Sid's squash from Wrestling Challenge shown. Heenan predicts that Hulk Hogan will not get up from Sid's powerbomb at WrestleMania, whereas Monsoon rebuts that Hogan has overcome adversity many times. Bobby Heenan. I guess cutting a promo with Gorilla on Hulk off screen, and Sid on character development. Who is, since Sid has Harvey Whippleman as his manager, who's an old school WWF heel? Billy Graham? What's he doing? Retired, gloomy. Could we bring you in as Sid's manager? I kind of wanted a Harley Race type guy, but Jerry Lawler could have maybe worked. But what's Freddie Blassie doing? Can I import you? Cannot import data at this point. From maybe not. 2004. Freddie Blassie. When did Freddie Blassie die? Make sure I'm not importing a dead man. 2003. The 1970s mod. When did he retire? 86. We can kind of edit it so he's already tired. So if I in-game editor workers, Freddie Blassie, male, in-ring status, active, retired. That's all fine. That's all fine. Freddie Blassie. I'll be happy like that. Popularity. Show me for Sid Justice. Sid Vicious. 80s. What about for Jerry Lawler? I think we can stick him more or less the same. Or maybe just bump everything up by 20. So 60, 70. In my head, Freddie Blassie's just as popular. What is Sid on, to be fair? 80, yeah. That's fine. 60. Puerto Rico, I don't know. 50. Like 30s for these. It's really big in Ontario, I guess. Gosh, maybe I shouldn't have committed to this at this point. And look, Freddie Blassie had popularity in Japan. That's fine. Oh. Save. Cannot edit. You cannot use the editor to retire an active friend. That's fine, you can be active. You will just retire very quickly. Nice. So can I just hire Freddie Blassie? There he is. How much to get you? 30,000. Let's have you for the next year. That's fine. You can be on major TV shows. Perfect. When does Freddie Blassie come back at all? He returned in 1990 to do full colour commentary for Primetime Wrestling. Blassie was inducted into the Hall of Fame in '94 by Shane. 1999, he was shown making the opening narration for WrestleMania 15. His final wrestling appearance was in May 2003 on Raw, 3 weeks before his death. His final words on WTV were "Devon, get the tables," to monstrous applause. You know, he's got a book and I'm very tempted to kind of read it. Fucking hell. I mean, one can get it on Amazon. I can pay for my viewers. It's a shame it's a WWE paperback, but class read, a very classy book. A must for fans, 1 star. Will not regret buying it. I'm tempted to get that. I could be interested in that. Anyway, let's carry on. Primetime wrestling. The British Bulldog squash is shown. Papa Shango's squash is shown. Heenan feigns he's going to attack Monsoon when Monsoon argue Heenan is not Indiana's favourite Bobby. That's the end of the show. That's the end of Primetime Wrestling. Great. Is this our... This is a B show, so it's not that bad. We could have a Shango victory. Let's have Shango go over face... I don't care. Virgil? Has this match happened? No, just in tag form. Shango can go over. Let's have a 3v3 of face, male. Let's have, once again, Kevin, Kerry, and Bulldog against heels. Haku, Skinner, and Tanaka. Stick Kerry over. And we can do one more match. Let's have a 2v2 of faces, Marty and Tito. Beating heels. Is there anyone up here that can do with a loss? Martel, to be fair. Martel and... I don't know who'd be with him. Chris Duffy. Martel and the Mountie. Let's have a Marty Jannetty flash pinfall. Perfect. Quickly put in a WrestleMania advert. That's good with me. Oh, perfect. Add all the usual boys in. Improvised. Oh, it wouldn't be penalised, so we can just add one more angle. Hulk Hogan talks about what he does to people. His friends. He's such a good guy. Hulk just cutting a promo on Sid off screen. 4 minutes. 3 minutes. Gene as the interviewer. I thought I did improvise. I thought I was ready. Either way, all looks good. 71%, so would not be penalised. Let's run the show. Got a primetime wrestling opening. Turbo Wrestling and a non-existent crowd heat. New Foundation defeated Brawler and Blaze when Owen submitted Brawler with a sharpshooter. Heenan and Perfect tease revealing information about Savage before the opening match. Ignore that. Shawn Michaels sustained chronic shoulder pain that is not good for WrestleMania. He defeated Snooker in 10:24 by pinfall with sweet chin music. There's some heat on Snooker. Oh goodness. Gene Okerlund's update segment recaps how the WWF World Tag Team titles changed hands. In a wild brawl, Bossman drew with the Warlord by double countout. Okerlund did the WrestleMania 8 report. Wolf and Walker made their debut as Handle Turn. Complete success, nice. Change gimmick was a success. Swagger. Cool. Wolf and Walker defeated the Bushwhackers when Chris Walker defeated Butch with a top rope crossbody. Butch turned on Walker. Oh, bloody hell, I had the wrong way around. That's fine though. Perfect says Roddy Piper will do whatever it takes to retain the IC title against Brett. Shango defeated Virgil in 4:37 with a voodoo driver. Heenan predicts that Hogan will not get up from Sid's powerbomb at WrestleMania. In a decent match, the Bulldogs and the Von Erichs defeated Skinner, Haku and Tanaka when Kerry pinned Tanaka with the Tornado Punch. WrestleMania advert. Marty and Tito defeated Rick and the Mountie when Marty pinned the Mountie with a fast roll-up. And then Hogan talks about what he does to people who hurt his friends to end the show. 83 days can be worked through. Ugh. Made 3k. That's fine. I also actually might import Fritz Von Erich to show up at WrestleMania. Kind of help the Von Erichs beat the Nasty Boys. Or to at least, like, have them win the match. The Nasty Boys go to attack them. And then just kind of have Fritz come in, do the claw, family celebrates with the members that are alive. That could be nice. So let's once again import data. Can we search? Fritz should be on here. Oh man. Just think of all of these, maybe like 2 are alive. Let's import one of these items. If we go to the in-game editor, workers, where's Fritz? I can't make him retired, that's fine. Yeah, that should be fine. 6'4", all is good. Popularity. What is Kevin Von Erich's popularity? To be fair, life isn't too dissimilar. Maybe if I change these to be some 40s. Other than that, maybe change that to be a 30. Yeah, that's fine to me. What if I apply spillover? Yeah, alright. That's fine, I'd like to hire Fritz if we can. Fritz isn't dead at this point, is he? Fritz Von Erich. Died in 1997. Alright. We have a couple of years on him. Perfect. Let's also hire Fritz then. Negotiate. Just a handshake per show, no ironclad. For the next 9 months. Nice. I do need to make you if I edit relationship. So Fritz, Kerry, Von Erich, parent. Mentor, protege. Also, yes. And also, Kevin Bond. Parent, mentor, protege, yes. Good. So if I check Fritz von Erich, negotiate. I think bringing Fritz is an excellent idea. Nice canvas opinions. Same again. How do I check status? Personal details? Is a parent of and is a mentor. Nice. He is married to someone outside the wrestling thing. Perfect. I'm bring in Billy Graham anyway. He can manage someone. Brett now lives in the tri-state. Shawn Michaels is injured thanks to... It'll likely take a few months, but we won't miss any dates. Thanks to Snooker. Tanaka doesn't connect with the fans. I'm inclined to agree. I am inclined to agree. WCW, there was a house show held in the Midwest. Not bad. If we check our... If I break a chip, I don't care about. Joey Mag's creative finish, I also don't care about. Johnny B. Bad, a big gamble, I don't care about. Sting creative finish, extremely risky not to use. If I check, I want to check our size. How did it? Probably don't say size. So we're currently medium. So as long as we don't get 35, yeah, so fine. So we need to get a couple of 77s. Just looks like that isn't going to happen anytime soon to be big. It's fine with me. Power hour in 4 days. What is this? Oh, it's a thing from Kirby's. We can change the music. I've actually gotten really good at uploading stuff, so if anyone is ever bored looking for something to watch, there's some content up. There's some content up. Some extra bits. Not too much going on, to be fair. Steven Regal now lives in the southeast. That's the next show. WWF. Phineas wants to be called up. Davey Boy now lives in the southeast. There's not too much going on these days. I do have a load of, like... I originally had a load of streams that I needed to render, and I was like, eh. But I managed to do them all, got some stuff together, uploaded some things. Job was a good one. But now we're back to a similar point where it's like, I have loads of streams that I need to do something with. Because they are just kind of sitting there. Don Cross, you could be owned by me and WCW. You're not having it. You're not having it. You will not allow me to take over your company. And I understand. Well, I mean, it's more Donovan, but... I can't argue too much with you, Don Cross. You're not the problem. Say what you will about the weather, it is still cold. Jim Crockett Jr., let's go. No, Cactus Jack extended his deal. Terry Taylor, happily keep you. Yep. Just no, keep everything's fine. Pay rise request. You think you're getting some money? I made you who you are. You can have it, but I made you who you are. Where are you? King Kalua. So if we check your match history, you went from lost, 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 lost. Won the title, lost. Lost. Thanks to me, Clash of Champions won. Won. Now you win the matches, won. 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 JT Smith defeated you, but to retain the ECW World Television, that's fine. Won. 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 Your popularity went from 17s and 5s to now you're a reasonably big deal. You're welcome. Don't be giving me attitude, King Kalua. I'm responsible for your creation. Alright, let's continue. So power hours tomorrow. I don't even know who you are. Oh, Jameson. Oh, you're just going anyway. House show was held and it did decent. Contract negotiations with the Warlord, that's fine. What show do we have next? Superstars of Wrestling. I do have that up, planned to do. WCW World Wide. Not yet too. What is this saying? When are we? So it'll be 7th. WCW Worldwide. 7 March 1982. This is WCW Pro. So I can't find the worldwide results. Where's March? That's 6, 4, 411. Show changed itself from WCW Worldwide Wrestling to WCW Worldwide. That's all I get. 3-7, what's this? See, that's WCW Saturday night. So what if I do WWE 7th of March 1992? That's just a house show. I guess I'll just have to book Saturday night again. 3/7/1992. It's a big enough show. Alright, what's going on here? Missy Hyatt, that's fine. Jim Neidhart, bring you in. I guess it's a face, maybe? 25 days, that's fine. Grizzly Smith is a heel. House show, all is good. Well, what? Kawada has attitude problems? Who'd have thunk it? Jimmy Snuka, Hercules, the Iron Sheik. Freddie Blassie is a heel. Fritz is a face. I'm definitely just not going to book them as... Where did I see? Greg Valentine got in that huge bust up. Fit Finlay got in an argument. I thought I saw Kenta Kobayashi. He'll be on here somewhere and my eyes will just be playing tricks with me. There it is. Oh, he's injured. Bruised kidney. It's your match history. Oh, just doing nothing but bits. Just constantly defeating Doug Furness and Dan Kraft. Andre the Giant defeated him. I understand that being a 63. Just advance. No one gets the night off. Select venue. It is a... Oh, right. We did move. let's go to... Where have we been? I guess we're in the Mid-South. Oh, Geronolit! How are you? I hope you are doing well. Locker room incidents. Brian Addies has turned up. Yeah, we'll use you. Don't know what for. Sean Simpson, yeah. We will or we won't. Ric Flair and Tito got an argument outside, and the feud was real. Dynamite Kid was not happy with Owen. Don't start actually with him. Bulldog was fun to be around. He was doing that deliberately. Just to wind up Dynamite Kid. Where are we? Superstars of Wrestling. Our hosts are Vince McMahon and Mr. Perfect. Before the show, Mr. Perfect is talking about a woman and runs her down, but does not give a man. Does not give a damn. I don't know what they're going for there. WWF Superstars of Wrestling opening. Hype, pre-taped video in the ring, I guess. I don't really care too much. Let me just turn down my jack potatoes in the oven. Perfect. Let's just carry on with life. Oh, Sid's made his way up to a major star. You go, Sid. I feel like Jake's dropped, but I can't work out if he has or not. If I do... popularity, track progress... No, he's only risen. He must have always just been a star. Perfect. Oh, Hulk Hogan, you're always unhappy, son. We have Money Inc. against Jim Powers and Terry Davis. For the match, IRS tells the residents of Florida they should start paying income tax. Maybe we all should. Teams, Money Inc. against Face Males. Let's just have them beat the Bushwhackers. That's fine with me. Little 4-minuter, stick Big Ted over. No, we don't want the tag titles on the line. We'll put that little IRS promo, but we'll have Ted and IRS cutting a promo on Animal and Hawk, I guess. Perfect. We then get the WWF update with Gene Oakland. We see clips of what took place on last week's funeral parlour where Jake Roberts attacked Paul Bearer and The Undertaker. He was a big heel. So, Jake, I guess we can do cutting a promo. The Undertaker and Paul Bearer. Since it's a clip and Gene on character development is fine. Then got Bulldog against, well, just in a squash. Where is he? To be fair, a few of the people might have fell down from us hiring Andre, Freddie Blassie, and Fritz von Erich. Sonny Blaze. But I mean, they're going to like almost instantly retire. I just couldn't set them as retired, sadly. Perfect. Then Shawn Michaels making his debut with his well, not making his debut. It's the debut of his Sexy Boy music. Against Face. Let's use Sean Simpson. He wanted to be used. Oh, I forgot he's got chronic shoulder pain. We'll just make it a quick 1 minuter then. Sean is shown an insert promo telling El Matador he will remember growing up and moving into his aunt's Chevy as his good old days once WrestleMania ends. So Sean tells El Matador. Perfect. That'll be fine. We can just have Sean cut the promo on Tito. 3 minutes should do. How are you, Geronolit? Or Geronolit? I hope you're doing well. The camera now shows Sean and Sherry getting into a limo. Sherry kisses Sean on his cheek as Sean says it'll be a good night. And Perfect then says Shawn Michaels has left the building. Perfect, so just Sherry. The next pay-per-view for WWF is WrestleMania 8. I can't remember what the next one for WCW is. Tito can just also be off screen and kind of make this one a little bit more character development. Nice. Tanaka gets a quick win in 1 second. Insert promo of him calling out Great Indians like Sitting Bull and Geronimo as he promises to rise to the top in the WWF. So we are slowly building ourselves towards WrestleMania 8. Which, to be fair, I started watching the other day. It's fine. I don't actually know who wins at this point all the matches. Tanaka. It's not Tanaka, it's Tatanka. Tatanka calls out the Great Indians. Just gonna stop talking. Just Tatanka cut the promo. This isn't necessarily a storyline yet. It's that Hakuna Spartan rule. He isn't really feuding with anyone, so it doesn't mean anything. Oakland is outside of Flair's locker room. He knocks as invited as we see all of Flair's robes. Oakland then asks Flair and Perfect about answers to the information they have. Flair says it's no secret that Savage is insanely jealous when it comes to Liz. And then Flair holds up a copy of WF magazine that will be released soon, as the cover mentions photos of Liz. Flair then says that Liz knows that Flair is not only the best wrestler today, but also the greatest lover. Flair then says he can prove it and shows us a photo of Flair with Elizabeth round a pool. Flair then laughs and says that Elizabeth was his before she was with Savage. Flair then says he dumped Elizabeth, and that is the only reason she wound up with Savage. Flair tells Liz she can call him at any point, and then Perfect asked if she was a woo. But Flair says she was a woo. I'm not going to shout that loud. This is pretty much the storyline going forward. Yeah, pretty much the storyline going forward when it comes to the Flair Savage storyline. It's like, oh, I slept with Elizabeth. And then it turns out the photoshops are edited, which I thought was solid photoshopping for that time. So Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth off screen. Then get Big Boss Man defeating Brawler in 1 minute. Both in a minute and the match lasts a minute. So Big Boss Man defeating heel, male. Just Sonny Blaze. Oh, he's already working tonight. Not Dale Wolf or Chris Walker, Chris Duffy. Boop. 1 minute. Let's stick Bossman over. We then get a WrestleMania 8 report with Oakland. We learn about 3 other matches that will take place, which is Bulldog against Berserker, Tatanka watching WWF in the 80s or 90s was similar product. Yeah. Probably the early 90s is, I feel like, reasonably similar. I mean, it's all about the characters, isn't it? That's what Glow kind of stuck to. So, WrestleMania 8 Port Oakland. We'll know 3 other matches that will take place. British Bulldog versus Dynamite Kid. Like, Glow was big into their characters, which is why people like Glow. New Foundation versus Beverly Brothers. And Von Erichs versus Nasty Boys. I guess Gene cutting a promo. Kevin, Kerry, Owen, the newly signed to WCW Jim Neidhart, Blake. Where's the other Beverly? Or did I go past them? Bo Beverly, British, and the Dynamite Man. That's fine. Put that in. We then have Sid with Harvey Whippleman against Mickey J. Instead, I would like Sid with his new manager, Classy Freddie Blassie. If this doesn't work, we do have a backup. So Sid gets a quick win over face, male, Brian Adias. Stick Sid over. Perfect. This is our A show, isn't it? Yes. For the match, Sid makes fun of Beefcake, then says if you're friends of Hulk Hogan, then you're no friends of his. Not his, that fits it in quickly enough. Let's have Sid cutting a promo on Brutus and Hulk. Stick that here. And then after the match, Whiffleman, or in our case Blassie, takes out a stethoscope and calls for a stretcher. Jay is put on a stretcher and then has a call 911 sign put around his neck and a Hogan bandana over his head. Sid boots Jay off the stretcher, then talks more trash about Hogan. Solid. Is that meant to be the main event? It is. Oh, we're definitely going to have to fill some time. And instead of Jay, who is it? Brian. So let's have Freddie cutting a promo as well as Sid and Hulk. That makes it a little easier off screen. Perfect. Stick that here. And at this point, this is the end of the show. But instead, let's have 2v2 of who do we have here? We could do Piper and Hit. In fact, it's probably easier to do Slaughter. We did 3v3 of Animal, Slaughter, and Hawk against Heels, Jake, Flair, and Rick Martel. And then at ringside, if we do Miss Elizabeth, we can stick. Let's stick Jake over Slaughter. Jake and Blair head towards Liz, but Savage and Hogan make their way out. 5 minutes. Let's just have Ric Flair, Jake Roberts, Miss Elizabeth, Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan. Is that everyone? Hogan's very unhappy, but that's fine. So we could, I think, squeeze a match in. That would be fine. Who's all the big heels that are kind of in the storyline? Earthquake and the Mountie aren't really doing anything. So we have Dynamite Kid. Oh, Ray Stevens has made his way up. Yeah, let's do a 3v3. I love my 3v3s. Let's have heels, Dynamite, Ray Stevens, and Maniac Mark against faces. Keith, Bruce, and Ross. Straight 5 minutes. Dynamite going over. I think that's a pretty cool team, if I'm honest. We can stick that here. What does the book analysis say? Shawn Michaels is wrestling but injured. That's fine. 65% matches. We are currently at 56, so would not be penalised. Again, fine. So we have a Superstars of Wrestling opening. Freddie Blassie debuted his gimmick, which is great. Perfect. Sid enjoying having the freedom. Nah, nothing about Freddie. An extremely short match. Money Inc. defeated the Bushwhackers when Ted pinned Butch with a diving elbow drop. IRS tells the residents of Florida they should start paying a state income tax. Bulldog defeated Sonny Blaze in 36 seconds with a power slam. Sorry, I need to check what noise my cat's making. You know what noise? She's been pulling command strips off the wall. Now I need to find them to make sure she's not eating them. Sorry. I'm still trying to find this thing that my cat has clawed off the walls. Ugh. If anything, Jake turned heel with the attack on Undertaker. The Undertaker stopped Jake from swinging a chair at Liz as she was coming out at whatever the last pay-per-view was. I can't remember. Oh, Saturday Night's main event. And then he attacked because Undertaker stopped Jake from attacking Liz. Jake then attacked both Ballbearer and the Undertaker, turning them face. An extremely short match. Shawn Michaels defeated Shawn Simpson in 53 seconds with a sweet chin music. Shawn tells El Matador he'll remember growing up and moving into his aunt's Chevy as the good old days, once WrestleMania ends. Tatanka defeated Haku in 4:13 by pinfall with an Indian Death Drop. Tatanka calls out the Great Indians like Sitting Bull and Geronimo, as he promises to rise to the top in the WWF. The camera now shows Shawn and Sherry get into a limo. Sherry kisses Shawn on the cheek as Shawn says it'll be a good night. Bout which had subpar wrestling and little heat. Bossman defeated Duffy in 45 seconds with a Bossman slam. Oakland is outside of Flair's locker room. Oakland asks Flair and Perfect about the information they have, and Flair says it's no secret that Savage is insanely jealous when it comes to Liz. He holds up a copy of WWF magazine and says that released soon will be covered photos of Miss Elizabeth. Flair then says Elizabeth knows that Flair is not only the best wrestler in the world, but the best lover, as he and Elizabeth used to be lovers. Flair tells Elizabeth she can call him at any point. Yeah, happy with that. Dynamite Kid, Lewis and Stevens defeat the Hart Foundation when Dynamite pinned Bruce with a diving headbutt. Sid made fun of Beefcake, then says if you are a friend of Hulk's, then you are no friend of his. In a bout which had, an extremely short match, Sid Justice defeated Bryan in 2:32 with a chokeslam. After the match, Blassie takes out a stethoscope and calls for a stretcher. Bryan is put on a stretcher and then has a call 911 sign put round his neck and a Hogan bandana over his head. Sid boots Bryan off the stretcher and talks more trash about Hogan. Then, in our main event, Flair, Jake and Martel defeated Slaughter and the Legion of Doom when Jake pinned Slaughter with a DDT. Jake and Flair head towards Liz, but Savage and Hogan make their way out. And then finally, we got the WrestleMania 8 report with Oakland, and we learn about 3 other matches that will take place. Nice! It's the first time we haven't got the, there isn't enough hot storylines going on. So we actually get a decent enough rating. Made 300k, got a bit of popularity in Mexico. Now I was originally going to do this Power Hour, but due to being distracted by my cat, I'm not able to do it tonight. It was a pleasure having you here, Sharonalet. I apologise that you couldn't stay for all of it. So thank you. I'll hopefully be able to do more tomorrow. Stay safe and have a lovely night.